Islam, Islam, Islam. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and blessings. Islam. Praise Allah. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Honors to you all that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. I'll be demonstrating today on the mental weapons of mental destruction, part 2. First, all rise giving praises to Allah, Allah the beneficent and merciful, peace and blessings. All praises be to Allah 100%. Honors to the divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali, who you see right here. This brother right here started the Moorish Science of America in 1913 AD. In Newark, New Jersey, moved it to Chicago, Illinois. And he said Chicago will be your new Mecca. He gave us this pamphlet, this demonstration right here. And returned to us everything that is needed for us right here. Returned to us. And this pamphlet was divinely prepared in 1927. The Holy Quran, the Moorish Science of America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the guise of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, redeemed man, which means mind, from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane with his Father God, Allah. Know thyself and Allah, the genealogy of Jesus, life and works of Jesus in India, Europe, and Africa, in the land of Egypt. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science of America, to redeem the people from their sinful ways. Sultan Abdul Aziz Ibn Suwad, descendant of Hagar, now the head of the holy city of Mecca. Know thyself and thy Father God Allah. The genealogy of Jesus was with 18 years of the events, life, works, and teachings in India, Europe, and Africa. These events occurred before he was 30 years of age. Secret lessons are for all those who love Jesus and desire to know about his life, works, and teachings. Dear readers, do not falsely use these lessons. They are for good, peace, and happiness for all those who love Jesus. Dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones, that they may learn to love instead of hate. Dear fathers, by these lessons you can set your household in order, and your children will learn to love instead of hate. These lessons of this pamphlet are not for sale, but for the sake of humanity. And I am a prophet, and the servant is worthy of his hire. You can receive this pamphlet at expense. The reason these lessons have not been known is because the Muslims of India, Egypt, and Palestine have these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. And when the time appointed by Allah, they loosened the keys and freed these secrets. And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered in the hands of the Muslims of America. all authority rights of publishing this pamphlet of 1927 by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The industrious acts of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. These are the Moabites, Hammatites, Canaanites, who were driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua and received the permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle in the portion of Egypt. In later years, they formed themselves kingdoms. These kingdoms are called this day Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, etc. All right, going to get to the point. But first, all rise, giving praises to Allah, the Father of the universe. I got 5 on my left, 2 on my right. Feet, heels touching at a 90-degree angle. I'll recite the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector. My salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet Drew Ali. Ameen. Islam. All right, we gonna hit on some heavy stuff today, and first and foremost, I'm seeing the activity that is going on amongst the Asiatic people of North America. Do we see the condition that our people are in? That we are at a lower state? That we are at a state where we have fallen to the government of Rome of Europe? Because Rome decided to roam to for the earth, seeking who they may devour. That's what they did. And I got it right here. This is the second United States. And Hooven Supra was created by the Constitution in Art. First Article, first clause 8, clause 17 and 18. This second United States received further authority when, under Article 4, Clause 3, Clause 2, to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations. Authorities to Congress to extend its municipal authority into the United States. The later gave Congress power to extend its jurisdiction, lawmaking powers beyond the limits of the District of Columbia, over which Congress was to exercise exclusive legislation to include the former territories such as the Northwest Territory, Alaska, Hawaii, and the Philippine Islands, and currently America Samoa, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Northern Mariana Islands, and other territories, possessions, areas, and enclaves. So, what's being said today, family, that this is the Second Continental Congress that was formulated by the big-time European Mason George Washington himself. Yes, I know you want to boo the man. Yes, the man has owned slaves. And to this day, the powers have been switched over. In 1912, when the European powers were basically having so much issues of who is going to be running the bank, So now we have to ask ourselves the question, who are we talking about here? We have the J.P. Morgan. We have the Rothschild Rockefellers, the Kennedy, the Bundys, the Lee family out of China. We have all these entities, the Kennedys, you name it. All these 13 family bankers decided to tell these other people to go on to the Titanic, which they switched the name from Olympia to Titanic, and basically a lot of people got murdered on the Titanic, and basically the banking system started with the 13 families because the simple fact that they wanted to create an entity to be able to have control over the people. And people wondering, what is Brother Morris like talking about control? Control meaning that anybody who was born before 1933 who doesn't have a birth certificate, such as my grandfather, peace, Salahu Walayah Salam, peace and blessings be upon him. And, and any other grandmothers, grandfathers, you know what I'm saying? The whole idea was to keep the brothers and sisters enslaved by physical torture. Christianity wasn't even on the scene at that time here in America, because there's a thing going around talking about United States of America is a Christian state. No, it's not. No, it's not. I guarantee you this. Y'all take a look at the British flag, and if anybody who does not know what the British flag looks like, look at the pair of Reebok tennis shoes you got. Some of the time they have the flag right there. And those flags is red, white, and blue. That red, white, and blue is double cross. Cross going one way, cross going the other way. So, since George Washington, the big time Mason, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, and all these ones who were so-called founding fathers, who are British European descendant, became the founding fathers. They said they found. Well, how are you gonna come to the land, but you found Moors who are already here? You discovered it, right? Well, last I checked, this land was already discovered. Turtle Island was discovered way before the Europeans got here. So, I have to put emphasis on the truth that was hidden from the people. We got people who are hating each other because of the color of their skin, but not by the content of the character. When I see another Asiatic brother looking at another brother, talking about what you looking at me sideways for, do you know that this specific attitude was being carried out by the slaveholder? Because that's called gang banging on a plantation. And when you gang bang on a plantation, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is, who is that brother looking at, and why he looking at me sideways, and let me go gang bang on him, and let me go shoot and kill him or whatever. Do you know that's been happening for over hundreds of years? But it's a simple fact that our people are being taught to hate our complexion, hate the color of our skin, hate the course of our hair, hate how we look, to the point where we want to look like the oppressor. The oppressor is the one who calls himself white. But he's not white. She is not white. The little babies and children are not white. Why? Because this paper right here that hold before you is white. No one has ever met anybody who is white. Honest to the people who has a desire for the truth. But with all true divine records, there's no Negro, black, or colored attached to the human family. The Negro, blacks, and colors was the mark of the beast that was being put upon our people here in America. And I'm here to tell my brothers and sisters today, you are not Negro, black, and colored. You're not Afro-American. You're not African-American. You are Moorish American. Why? Because these names was given to us by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted during the time of slavery until 1865. Because this is a new era of time now that all men must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government by which they live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the great God of the universe, Allah, ordained Noble Drew Ali to redeem his people from their sinful and fallen stage of humanity. This fallen stage of humanity is the thoughts. The thought is the cause of everything we do. Our people suffer so much mental slavery, it's not even funny. How can one sit here and try to justify saying, oh, well, you know, the mental slavery or the slavery is over with? Physically not. Because the United States government is in charge of the economy of what they oppress the people with. You go slave for the European. You go slave for the corporation that has a death grip on your throat, your husband, your wife's throat, and you guys are fighting over money for no reason. And I say this for a reason, because I love y'all. There's no reason for this hypocrisy and this catastrophe going on. Not while in a household and you fighting amongst yourselves because your children are watching this and they're becoming distressed, which causes PTSD. This PTSD was being passed down from slavery to slavery, from your ancient, your ancestors, from your great-great-grandmother and your great-great-grandfather to modern-day slavery, which is the modern-day Jim Crow. I had no reason to make it up, because you know why? I see the oppression. When mama decide to go get her a boyfriend, and her boyfriend is abusive and go abuse the stepson, and now all of a sudden he's whacked out his mind and he's consuming this alcohol beverage that he trying to calm down his problems. He's trying to sustain his problem with this alcohol, and all the alcohol is doing is killing his liver. But not to knowing that the same alcohol that's killing your liver is the same alcohol that you're pumping gas with. My family, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Do you realize that we are so codependent on the government to do everything for us what we can't do for ourselves? To the point where the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors who don't even identify with anything, who suffer from more identity theft than any other people on this nation. Forget the Holocaust with the Jews. Forget the Holocaust with the Germans. Through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery. And our people have suffered slavery worse than any other people, such as the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the Panamanians, and people in North, Central, South America. We suffered the worst. Because you know why? We lost our identity. We lost our minds. Why do we continue to accept things and suffer slavery? Because every time we put on a job application that we're black, we're being owned. We're being owned. I'm going to say it again. Negro, black, and colored, Afro-American, African-American is being owned by the slaveholder of the District of Columbia. Because Negro, Black, and Color is already being trademarked and copyrighted by the European powers that be. I can't make this up. Once again, you want to call yourself free, but you're not free. If you have freedom, then how come you have to pay a mortgage? I'll wait. But before you decide to put something in the chat, what does the word mortgage mean? The word mortgage means death grip. The grip on your mind, body, and soul. To go work for a corporation that give you fiat dollar bills that you go put into the bank because the banking system has already been bankrupt since 1933. So all the gold and silver has been depleted, which belongs to the indigenous Moorish Americans here in America. As a so-called Negro, Black, and Colored, their true nationality is Moorish American. Don't go be going on online now and go be talking about go take a Ancestry.com test and 23andMe demonstration, because guess what? You can't even prove who your grandparents were way back in the 1800s, in the 1700s, and you talking about a slave ship. Yeah, it was the greatest lie ever told. That's what it says right here, family. We were not born on those slave ships. We didn't land on Europe. Europeans landed on us and brought their disease and brought their bestiality, their pedophilia, their homosexuality, their dirty, filthy ways into the homeland of Morocco, the Empire of Morocco. And then you gotta go. Then you gonna read something on Benjamin Franklin that said about the Moors. And I'm gonna tell you what he said. He says he loves the Moroccan women because they have nice Moroccos. Do you know if any Moorish heard that? Do you know that he would have his head cut off for saying that? For degrading a Moorish or Moabitist woman? I dare any European or anybody of that fact disrespect the Moabites in my presence, because I will pull my scimitar and ones will be headed. Because that is what I do best. I'm a protector of womanhood. Because I said so, because the prophet Juali said so. And I'm about that life. So anybody who wants to desecrate women and just use them for their body, you know what? You need to have their tongue cut out. Seriously. You need to have their hands chopped off for touching a Moorish woman in improper places. As part of the Mufti force, we don't play that. Now, I'm giving you all a straight up warning. If our sister ever comes to the Moorish Science of America and calls out anybody who touched her inappropriately, we're going to deal with you. Because we don't play that. You know why? Because we live according to the 5 highest principles known to man. It's called love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. When love, truth, peace, freedom is violated, justice must then take its course. As a card carrying Moor, as a turban head wearing Moor, as a fez head wearing Moor. I wear this garment with authority, and I represent this with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I'll protect any of my brothers and sisters who are either in trouble or in adversity. Divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 25. A holy covenant Asiatic nation. You are the children of one Father provided for by his care. and the breast of one mother hath given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before all thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity assist him, if thy sisters in trouble forsake her not, so shall the forces of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care could be continued unto you all, and your love to each other. That's what I live by. Anybody out there got a problem with it? Brother Moore's Life don't play that. I don't be playing no sarcasm games with no youngsters. If anything, youngsters, love your big brother. Because you know why? I got the truth. I'm truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Yes, I got my flaws too, but I'm able to man up to admit to it though. And any man who's not able to admit to it, you a straight boy because you born down. You're not manning up. Man up. When you wrong, man up. That's what you do. Islam, when you a woman and you did wrong, don't girl down, woman up. Woman up and say, yeah, I did it and I'm wrong. Man up and woman up and own up to your responsibility. Own up to what you did was wrong. Own up to the consequences. You do everything you can to make a speedy reparation. That's what you do. Because you know what? We are so far behind in not knowing ourselves and not knowing who our ancestors were, but we're going to desecrate our ancestors and call ourselves black because this is what the European slaveholder taught you. But you hold on to that. You hold on to that pale skin so-called Jesus on the wall. You hold on to these pale skin Roman ways and all this other stuff. But then again, you don't even own up to your culture. You better start studying and start reading for yourself. You better start learning your nationality, your culture. Because you know what? I got something for y'all. I do. And since my peoples are big Bible readers, I can show y'all, but I can tell y'all. And the only reason why I'm speaking like this, because I had enough of the desecration of character. I had enough of people getting bullied because of the simple fact that they don't like the other brother because his skin is lighter or his skin is darker or whatever the case may be. Y'all need to cut that out. Seriously. I don't think that the young people don't understand things because of the simple fact that they're raised by the streets. The streets is the one that's raising them. But the streets, all anything the streets and gangbanging gonna do is get you killed. And do you realize every time you kill each other, you make the Ku Klux Klan happy? Yes, and these ones are big time Masons. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. My people perish for a lack of knowledge of what? I pray that the men should start telling the truth, because if not, your brother Moore's Life is going to tell the truth. Lack of knowledge of self. Because there's only two things in the world. Chapter 7, right here. Divine instruction from a holy prophet. Chapter 7, the friendship of Jesus and Lamas. Jesus explains to Lamas the meaning of truth. I'm going to start reading off instruction 1. Among the priests of Jagannath was one who loved the Jewish boy. Lamas Brahmas was the name by which the priest was known. Instruction 2. One day as Jesus and Lamas walked along in the Plaza Jogana, Lama said, "My Jewish master, what is truth?" Now, I'm going to break it down to y'all. Jesus is in India. He's 12 years old. This is what instruction 1 and instruction 2 is talking about. Lamas is Jesus. Lamas Brahmas is Yeshua's friend. And his friend is asking him questions to make sure he is sharp and he knows what he answers is correct. Instruction 3. And Jesus said, truth is the only thing that changes not. Instruction 4. In all the world there are two things. The one is the truth and the other is falsehood. And falsehood is what seems to be. Instruction 5. Now the truth is ought and has no cause, and yet is the cause of everything. Instruction 6. Falsehood is not, and yet is the manifest of right. Instruction 7. Whatever has been made will be unmade. That which begins must end. Instruction 8. All the things that can be seen by human eyes are manifest of aught, are not, and so must pass away. My brothers and sisters, I say to you, as a student of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, this brother man right here, who sacrificed his life for his brothers and sisters. And he says the Negro problem is your problem. So that means now the Negro problem is my problem because I'm led by this brother right here. We cannot sit here and accept slander and defamation of character because it's against the law. It's against the First Amendment. When you call someone out of their name, that's called slander. When you call another so-called black, Negro, black and colored, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, Guamanese, this is all slander, defamation of character. Because of the simple fact that you can't be a Republican and can't be a Democrat at the same time. You can't play on both fields. And the same Bible, Matthew 6:24, says that you cannot serve two masters. You're going to love one, hate the other. One is Allah and the other is the devil. The Allah is your first mind. The other is the devil, which is the second mind. And what is they say in cliches? Always follow your first mind. Because that's Allah talking to you, speaking to you, telepathy. Allah has always been with you. My brothers and sisters of the church just don't know his proper name. Some of them say his name is God. There's many of gods. Which one is your God? Well, we can't say capital G or lowercase g because you call on God, you're going to be calling on a whole different demonstration of entities. The devil calls himself God too. So why do I need to sit here and lie to deceive my people just to say, oh, well, you know, this is how we do it like this and we do it like that? No, I'm not even here to demonstrate I think perhaps is my belief. No, belief is what man thinks perhaps is truth. It's either you know 2 + 2 is 4 or you think 2 + 2 is 4. Think about that, family. The love for my people is the reason why I'm here today. The love for my brothers and sisters is the reason why I'm here today. I'm not here to promote hate. I'm here to tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what I'm here to do. Because the devil is within our thoughts that misleads us to go do the wrong thing. No one cannot hear your higher self but you. Why? Because Allah speaks through telepathy through a small, still voice. The devil speaks through telepathy with a small, still voice. And you're the only one who can hear it. But the greatest truth of all time is the fact that love is a hateful thing amongst our people, because they don't even know what love is. They think it's some carnal demonstration, some sexual desire, some carnal thing, and some gifts and all that stuff. It goes deeper than that. It goes deep with the thoughts. It's not in the sin of thinking. Is knowing what to do with the thinking to give gratitude to your brother and sister and want for your brother and sister as you want for yourself. I can't make it up. So the problems go on and on and on. For all those out there who mothers and their fathers are divorced or never been married, locked up in jail or prison, well, you know, my thing is this. We all have to make decisions, family, but we all don't have to go to war and fight. We all don't have to smuggle drugs into the community, even though that's what the so-called white European powers that be want to do, is to demasculate the man, so that way we don't reproduce ourselves, and that way we become homosexuals, so that way we can look down on a woman and not reproduce ourselves and take upon ourselves a wife. Because that's what it says right here. Duty of a husband, not a boyfriend. Duty of a husband. Duty of a husband is task is great. It's the greatest of all greats. Because in our divine constitution and bylaws that we have a constitution, it says husband must support his wife and children. Not boyfriend support your girlfriend. No, it doesn't say that. Right here. Chapter 22, duty of a husband. Divine instruction from the Holy Prophet. Right there. Duty of a husband. Take upon thyself a wife and obey the ordinance of Allah. Take upon thyself a wife and become a faithful member of society. Instruction 2. But examine with care and fix not solely on our present choice depends on future happiness. There we go. Islamism is about that lifestyle, family. We're about uniting families. Uniting brother and sister. To proclaim nationality. To learn themselves how to learn how to love instead of hate. Instead of learning the opposite, which means hate instead of love. So how you going to hate yourself, but you want someone to take care of you, and you don't even love your own self, and you don't even know yourself? Right? Am I making myself clear, family? Because the problem is, when you take upon yourself a girlfriend, you ain't looking for a wife. But the Bible also teaches the Moorish Americans, your brother Moorish life, that one who seeks a wife seeks a good thing, which means that she's in tune with Allah. That means she's ordained for you to be with you, to be. She's also a friend, but she's also a wife of pleasures, and so on and so on. And you can lay your head on her breast, and she can be of peace to you. And then you be faithful to her bed, and then she brings peace to your household, which is in conjunction with Brother Buddha. Divine Buddha says that husband who fights with wife all night gets no peace at night. So why would you want to fight with your wife for, if she's over here to bring peace to your household? She's here to be the bearer of your children. But you want to cause her calamities and hardship and abuse her because you drink too much alcohol and you so much full of carnal things that you even lose yourself in the cares of the world because you worship the devil. You worship your lower self because you don't even acknowledge your wife no more. She's not beautiful no more because she gained weight. Well, you decided to lay up with her, have a baby with her. She gained some weight. You don't love her for her imperfections. You don't love her because she gave birth to the child for y'all to have, for you to reproduce yourself, so that way you can set your household in order, so that way you can make your child righteous. So when you hating on your wife because she weighs too much, that means you hating on the child too, and you hating on yourself. I'll wait. I don't have time for the defamation of character. The whole point of the modern scientific America is to uplift a fallen humanity. The humanity is the mother. That's the first teacher. And I don't want to hear nothing about no Arab demonstration that the woman must stay home. No, folly. The wife has every right to be out in the workforce field to make her own money, because that's what our lessons say. I don't want to hear what no Arab has to say. We're not Arabs. Moors will never be Arabs. We're Arabians. And we carry out the law, and we're the founders of the holy city of Mecca. Not no Arabs. Let's get it right. I don't want to see, I don't even want to have a wife, and she got to walk 6 steps behind me because their Arab hadith says so. Well, I follow the Holy Quran of Mecca, and the Holy Quran of Mecca says that the husband is supposed to protect his wife. That means she's walking right next to him. Not no social distancing, walking 6 steps behind him. And to all my brothers and sisters in Islam know exactly what I'm talking about, and they agree with me. And you know what? Let's get it twisted with this holy war called jihad. The word jihad in Arabic means war within. The thoughts, the higher self, the lower self, the war within. It has nothing to do with Islam fighting with Christians. No, to you be about yours, to be about mine. Now, if you come over here demonstrating that crazy madness, and you gonna take out my wife and children, I'm about to take your head with my scimitar. That's how I roll. I don't care what religion you may be, but you come up in my household, you get your head cut off with my scimitar. Believe that. You get socked in the esophagus, because I'm going to protect my wife and children. That's what the Quran of Mecca says. Protect your wife and children. Love your wife as you have love for your mother, and the utmost respect for your mother, because she is a mother of thy child. Islam, for all these ones out here who claiming they got all this monies, these millions and millions of dollars, you draw what I'm saying? I laugh at your calamities. You know why? Because it's simple the fact that your little gang banging don't scare nobody. Your gang banging and your monies ain't doing nothing for the community. Your little demonstration ain't doing nothing for the community, because why are people still suffering? Why do people have to ask for a loan? Well, do you know when you go buy a house, you already know it's already paid for? So now if somebody's go over here, the bank is committing, not only committing extortion, but it's committing grand larceny. So who's committing the sin? I thought the sin lies within the wish. It's not about what you do with a device. It's knowing the uses thereof, the instrument thereof when you use that dollar. And that dollar has no value. So when you see that $20 on the floor, you're going to step right over it, because that's what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. That's what this man said. I say what the Prophet says. I say what Allah says. I say it's love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's what I say. And I'm speaking the way like this because you know what? My people still got their eyes closed and still think that the U.S. dollar is still going to be here. And then we're going to go into a cashless society, which is going to cause a hysteria. You have no husband, sister. Sister, brother, you have no wife. Why don't you go with a sister who's about their righteousness, who's about their nationality and culture, who's willing to learn how to do stuff, so that way she could be able to help be a wife, a good mother to the children. And the father learned to go be with the brothers to learn how to do carpet demolition or learn something or learn a trade or something, so that way he could build his own business and go hire his own brothers and sisters, so that way we could be able to live in one community. I don't care what the Rothschild, Rockefeller, 13 family bankers say. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who owns YouTube. I don't care. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's all about knowing the truth. The bank doesn't own you. You don't even own you. You're being owned by a corporation, and the root word to corporation is corpse, which means dead. The bank is dead. So all this money that the bank supposedly has, what is it being backed up by? What is the currency backed up by? Where's the gold and silver? I don't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. They took it. Franklin Delano Roosevelt dropped a dime on us. That's why he's on a 10-cent piece, because he dropped a dime on us and printed paper certificates to put us back into the union of slavery. Contract slavery. You take a hold of your dollar bill. You feel the texture of your dollar bill. You feel the texture of that birth certificate or that marriage license, and you feel it's the same thing. You look behind your social security card, it's a red number on there with one letter. And the first, and do your research, because I've already done it so many times. It's the first social security card. It says account number, which is a social security number, which is a 9-digit number that is go towards your estate. How many people know that? You over here render on to Caesar, which is his. You giving him your money, but he's the one who's pimping you. You the pimp, he's the pimp, you the prostitute. And the prosecutor is the same definition as a prostitute. And the same definition is because you're getting paid for a service. Tell me I'm lying. I dare anybody who listens to this channel come joust with your brother, because you're not going to win with me. All you so-called people out there who so-called love your brothers and sisters, but you jousted with all these ones from different organizations, and they don't even come into the more sides of America and kind of try to come joust with us, because we got the truth. All y'all ones out there who claim to be whatever organization you with, but you over here talking about, well, what the Moorish Americans are doing, they're not doing it in the community. Have you been to a Moorish high school in America? Have you been on the food giveaway on a Saturday at Temple 80 in Los Angeles? I don't think so. Because you're just running your mouth just to make yourself sound good amongst your Teletubby looking brothers walk around with purple and gold talking about you Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, I'm calling out the ones in Kentucky too. Because guess what? You guys are just straight ignorant. You talk a good talk, but you don't walk a good walk. And you ain't truly about that life. If you was truly about that life, you would be over here uplifting the people and teaching the people instead of talking at them. Yeah, I'm bringing it up again. And I mean what I say. So I dare any of y'all come to the Moorish Science of America and start some trouble with us, talking about, well, Moabites this and Moabites that. Well, we are the descendant of the Moabites, and our mama is Ruth Moabitess. Who is your mama, Jezebel? Last I checked, how Israel got his name was changed from Jacob. Oh. Come on now. I'm ready. I'm ready to expose everything. How many brothers and sisters you know get humiliated in school? How many brothers and sisters you see coming out of school got a high self-esteem who are Asiatic, who are so-called Negro, black, and colored? Let me see one. So when you get all A's and you get paid by the government for being lied and deceiving, and then you become valedictorian, all of a sudden now you are the top grades of straight A student of lies and deceit. Because that's all they teach you throughout school. 12 years of school minus 12 years of slavery equals 0 years unlearned. What do you learn about yourself? Nothing. What do you learn about the European? Everything. That he is powerful. You're going to call him white because he's superior than you. And you'll call yourself black because you're inferior to him. Negro, black, colored. Come on now. I ain't got to make this up. I'm exposing the truth because I got love for my people. I'm doing this because the Prophet Noble Drew Ali raised me up with the lessons in conjunction with my mother and father. In conjunction with my mother and father. Islam, you know what I'm saying? When there's a will, there's a way. As my illustrious father said, because of the L's and Bays with our wills and ways. That's what my father taught. That's what he taught. For real, for real. His wisdom was so powerful, he passed it down to my mother, and my mom gratefully submitted, obeyed her husband. And she didn't even read the divine constitution and bylaws. When there's a will, there's a way. Then my mother taught me, what title does Satan give himself? God. She ain't lying. She ain't wrong. My mom's went to the Nation of Islam, yo. Way back in the day, because they didn't have no Moorish Science Temple of America. Back when my mom was growing up, all they had was church and Masons and Eastern Stars. That's all they had. But you got to be careful when you get this information. No Mason can come to us and say, well, you talking too much. We're going to cut your throat. I dare you. They're not going to do it. Because they already know what time it is. Do you realize when a Mason wears a fez on his head and has his tassel tacked down 18 inches? That's called bondage. That's a sign of bondage and captivity, of hiding the truth. When he puts Alhambra on his fez, and you don't even know what the word Alhambra means, but there's a city in LA County that says Alhambra, California. Alhambra means Moorish palace. And they hiding the secrets from y'all. They deceiving us. The Eastern Stars, the Masons, come on now. They got a 5-pointed star. Eastern Stars got a 5-pointed star turned upside down. And decorated with colors. Like so. And then put around the Pentagon. F-A-T-A-L. Fatal. But you want to join that organization? No disrespect to my grandmoms. Peace and blessings be upon her. No disrespect to my grandmas and my grandfather who were Masons and Eastern Stars. I sat on my square with the Circle 7. I do. But my thing is, I want my brothers and sisters out there to think. Stop calling yourself a black man. Stop calling yourself a black woman. Black in etymology means pale. How can you have melanin in a cave of darkness and you lose melanin because you have no sun to the chlorophyll to bounce off the sun rays to gather your protection, to gather your powers? That's what the sun give you powers, right? But last I checked, the word white, according to what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, in a questionnaire for Moorish children, that White means purity. Purity means God. God means rule of the land. So there's no way in heck he could be talking about some doggone Europeans who are white. Nay. He's talking about the state of mind. White is closer to godliness, Allahness, purity. So when the Asiatics of North America who are Moors are white, purity is state of mind. Black, according to science, means death. Black means pale, death. So everything that the cave dweller, the Neanderthal, the Anglo-Saxon state of mind is death. They can't think, they don't have nothing positive to say. Nothing uplifting. I can give a care less about what feelings are being hurt right now. Because you know what? It's not about feelings. Truth has no feelings. Truth is what makes you free from mental slavery. I have no reason to come here every Monday or random days to deceive the people. Let me ask you this question. If this so-called U.S. history so true, then how did the Europeans sail from Europe to get to America? How did they do it? Who navigated their boat? These are the questions you want to ask. So, is it true that European colonialism, we didn't land on European colonialism? European colonialism landed on us with their derogatory thinking, mistreatment, abuse. You get your ancestors getting whipped with a whip, and you don't even know who you are. He keep changing your ethnicity, like he act like he don't know who you are. He gonna call you a Negro. He gonna call you a colored. He gonna call you a black. He gonna call you a coon. He gonna call you a shine. He gonna call you a Negro, which means the same thing as nigger. It's still the same thing. So how is that the ethnicity keep changing from Afro-American to African-American, but his ethnicity never changes? You might want to question that. Question it, you must. Question why there are so many people who get away with murder, such as the mafias and all them ones, because they got the lawyers in their back pockets. They got the Ku Klux Klan in their back pockets too. A lot of the old judges are Klansmen. A lot of your doctors, lawyers, prosecutors, and all them ones, they're all Ku Klux Klan. I have no reason to lie. I come with the truth, I stay with the truth. But it's not always all the time I'm always on my higher self, family. I do have my faults. And I do stand corrected when I'm wrong. But I will say this much to you, that this information is valid. I'm going to tell y'all the difference. There's two court cases. One happened in 1855. Spencer versus Dungy case. Abraham Lincoln represented Mr. Dungy. He was being ridiculed and slandered by Mr. Spencer. William Dungy was called a Negro, a black person in 1855. So, Mr. Dungy knew that he had land. And Mr. Spencer, who was a European, who happened to be his brother-in-law, knew that if the case would go well, that all his land and everything he owns will be stripped from him because he's not recognized as a national citizen. So he was recognized as Moorish descendant because the case was won in court. 2 years later, another incident happened with Dred Scott decision. March 6, 1857. Dred Scott was classified as a Negro. Cruelty and punishment by Mr. Sanford, who happened to be the slaveholder who abused Mr. Sanford's wife, his children, and himself. He carried out from the Superior Court of Justice to the Supreme Court of Justice. And the judge ruled that said that anybody who's black or African descent is not an American citizen. My brothers and sisters, the defense rests. 2 different cases. Spencer versus Dungy, 1855. 2 years later, Scott versus Sanford, Dred Scott decision, March 6, 1857. 2 different cases, 2 different years. Dred Scott lost the case in 1857. 2 years prior to that, William Dungy won the case and got his land back. So what am I saying to y'all? I am saying that if you don't proclaim your nationality, everything you own as far as property and all this other stuff, you're being owned because you have a birth certificate. That's what I'm saying. You're being owned because the state of California or state of Idaho or whatever state you're in is basically owns you because of the simple fact that there's a contract on you, which is a bond, which has lots of gold and silver on your name. And your state property. State of California, an entity that is government. California state is actually the state itself. Of the people who live there. Who was free, who was part of the California Republic. All these people talking about democracy, Democratic Party is this. Democratic is nothing but a bunch of ass. They're asses. You know why? Because their mascot is an ass. It's a donkey. The Republic, our mascot is an elephant. So I have to say this. You all keep in mind of what I have to say to you. And stop calling your peoples white. Because they're not white. But I got to end the show, babe. Brothers and sisters. Your brother Morris Life has got to go. All rise. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. More Shemaiah prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. With His holy prophet, Juali. Ameen. Peace and love. Islam. Catch y'all next week. Same Morris Life. Same Morris channel. Islam. Peace.